All right, guys. So I got to tell you, I'm becoming a big fan of how the Europeans, specifically the UK, go at each other on TV and in the media over politics, right? It is super lit. It is very entertaining, as they do not hold back when it comes to political debates. And I wish that American politics and the way that we have political debates in American media was much more like the UK. Now, again, the leftists, they want us to be like Europe, right? They want us to be as far left as Europe is when it comes to, social stuff and economic stuff. However, that's not what I want, right? The good things that I want to take from Europe and their politics is stuff like this, interviews like this, that I find to be so fascinating and entertaining, as this woman here who's hosting this show, Miss Julia Hartley Brewer, absolutely grills one of the members of the UK Parliament, Miss Sarah Jones, who's a member of the Labour Party, on the question of if women can have penises. Now, the reason why she's asking this question is because, just like in the United States, in the UK, they're having this kooky conversation about transgender issues and what is a woman, right? And again, like in the US, in the UK, they have woke leftists, right? Way more far leftists over there that somehow believe that biology doesn't matter and that women can have penises. And their party leader came out and said something to the effect of some women do in fact have penises, right? So with that being said, she's going to grill a member of their party on why their party leader said this, and does she in fact believe as a woman that women can have penises. And I'm telling you, this was a very entertaining conversation. Let's get into it.
Roughly how many women have penises? Because Keir Starmer, your leader, seems to think that some of them do. Do you know any women with penises?
Well, I've been talking about this related issue this morning because there's new guidance from the Department of Health about ovarian screening, and they've removed the word woman from the screening, and the Health Secretary was asked about this, and I agreed with his response, which I think is that, we need to use language in a way that everybody understands. We all know what we mean when we say woman, but we also need to make sure we're respectful and inclusive when it comes to people who are trans men.
I just want to clarify.
For example,
do you know any women with penises? I don't have one. I don't know whether you want to receive whether
I
you
haven't
have
ever asked anybody.
No. Why does your leader think that some women have penises? I'm pretty darn sure they don't. I think that's kind of one of the things that being a woman means, is you don't have a penis.
Well, it's because they're woke, right? They're woke just like in the U.S. You notice how this woman right here, this woke woman right here, really doesn't want to answer the question, okay? And she talks about inclusivity, right? We have to make sure that we're being inclusive, okay? We all know what we're talking about, but we have to make sure we're being inclusive. I'm like, no. I don't know what you're talking about, because I don't know any women who have penises. If you tell me that a woman has a penis, I don't know what you're talking about, because I don't know any women with penises. I don't think that women can have penises outside of, again, what happens when you have genetic anomalies that happen. Okay, now, again, those are extremely rare, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the individuals that are born with XY chromosomes that have penises, right? But think that they are women, but want to identify as women. That is what we are talking about here.
Well, it's the same issue that I've just been talking about with the ovarian cancer. The vast majority of people getting ovarian cancer screening will be women.
The vast majority. Do you mean 100%?
There will be trans men who are
women.
Who still have ovaries, and
because they're women. So only women get ovarian cancer because only women have ovaries.
But
because they don't have penises.
The vast majority are women, absolutely.
Vast majority. So I just want to clarify. Do you believe that some women have penises? Do you agree with your party leader?
If you are transitioning, if you are going through and you are transitioning from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, you will have you will have a process. You will have different. I haven't asked the question of any individual person. What I have done is had in my surgery a trans woman who faced loads of abuse and is having a very difficult time.
No one's calling for people to be abused.
So we just need
Facts. Okay, listen, here's the thing. This is what they do. She doesn't have an answer. She's a stuttering mess. She literally turned into a stuttering mess when asked the simple question of, do women have penises? So when she realized that, I know that women don't actually have penises, okay? But I don't want to say that because I don't want to upset the woke wing of my party, right? I'm going to just say that if you're not using the right language, then you may be trying to abuse people, right? You may be saying hate speech, right? That's what they do. When they don't want to answer the question, when they don't want to engage in debate, you just default to, well, you're for abuse, right? You're for hate speech, right? You're trying to ridicule people. You're trying to hurt people's feelings. When that's not the case. We need to establish biological truth, right? There are things in this world that are true and things in this world that are not true, right? We have to establish these truths, okay? We just have to.
Need to be careful, but of course, in the vast majority,
stating facts. Sorry, Sarah. Stating facts isn't abuse. So a man who is transitioning to live his life as a woman, we can be respectful and empathetic and supportive. That doesn't make him a woman. He's still a man, and if he's still got a penis, he's a biological man. He's not a woman. Women don't have penises.
No, biological women don't. But if you're
women
don't, then
women
the vast majority of women don't. Yes,
I'm not going to.
So again, here's the thing. She says biological women don't have penises. She admits that. But when asked, okay, so women, actual women, there's no difference between a woman and a biological woman. A woman and a biological woman are the same, right? They're the same. Okay, let's establish that. But again, this person who lives in Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs world is saying, nope. When it comes to women, not biological women, but women, some of them do have penises. So again, what is a woman? Right? That brings us back to the question of what is a woman? Because we know what a biological woman is. But what is a woman? Right? Again, nobody seems to know, right? Nobody on the left seems to know.
Get anywhere. I know you have to go. Do you genuinely think you're going to be elected to government and you can't answer this question?
Bruh.
Sorry.
To be fair.
Forgive me. I thought you'd.
No, I'm leaving the space. I know you have to go, and I'm sorry for taking you over time. I just can't let this go. I'm sorry. Do you genuinely think you'll be elected to government, you and your party, if you can't answer this question straight?
I did answer the question, and I think that the people of this country, when I go and talk to them, want to talk about the cost of living crisis, want to talk about what Labour would do about it, want to talk about the bigger issues of the day, want to make sure we support those who are vulnerable and who might get abuse, so we need to be careful with the language that we use, but know that in the vast majority of cases, women are women, men are men. We all know that, Julia. I don't think there's an issue here at all.
I think there is.
Yeah. So here's what this person's missing. That's all fine and good that you want to worry about the bigger issues, right? But when I'm thinking about who I want to be taking on those bigger issues, right? I don't want somebody who's not grounded in truth, right? I don't want somebody who's not grounded in reality and facts. I don't want people who believe that women can have penises or women have penises. I don't want them running the government, right? I don't want them running our society. I'm just being real, okay? I don't want them tackling those bigger issues. And that's what these people don't really understand. That's what they really don't get. If you can't acknowledge simple facts on reality because you're afraid of the woke mob, even though you know that women do not have penises, you don't deserve to be elected to government, right? You don't have a backbone. You don't have the cojones, right? In government, right? You don't. So shout out to this woman right here. Okay. for pressing this woke politician on this question that they simply refuse to answer. And I find it so fascinating how, again, this is not just a conversation going on in the United States. It's also going on in Europe, and they're struggling with the same exact lunacy that we're struggling with here in the United States. So it's absolutely fascinating to see stuff like that. I'm a big fan of how they conduct political discourse. This was awesome, right? If the American media grilled our politicians, like the Democrat politicians, like imagine if CNN grilled the Democrats, like this woman just grilled this politician in the UK. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It would actually be worth watching, right? They would actually help their ratings. But, you know, it would never happen because over here, you know, the mainstream liberal media, they're just an arm of the Democrat Party, which means they're going to go along with all the lunacy and the weirdness of the left, regardless of whether or not they actually really believe it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.